Alright, what up YouTube? Abram SF here, bringing you the world's #1 mobile game. What I mean by that is there are different top games all over the world, not just in your area. The top game in China is not going to be the top game in Russia. It's not going to be the top game in America. It's not going to be the top game in Australia. So don't forget to like and subscribe and click that bell for notifications for tips, tricks, and high score videos for your favorite mobile games, just like this one. Starting off with China with, I think you know this game, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, PUBG. Look how massive that map is. Try the game out today, and you'll be able to find out just how easy it is to kill all of the noobs starting off on a new round. Once you start this game being level 1, you will find so many people that are just so easy to take out. It's like they're not even trying to get you. Let's just finish this guy off. All right, go. I mean, obviously I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm still just taking people out right and left. Oh, there's another person, doesn't even know where I'm coming from. He doesn't even know where to look after I hit him. I'm trying to hit him with a shotgun from just forever away. Of course, this is definitely a good game. If you like Fortnite, you're going to like this game. This one came before Fortnite. Probably heard of this game. #1 app in China when I was recording this video. They are still big fans. You're probably going to fight some Chinese people while you're playing this game. And just too much fun. Enjoy the killing montage. It's just so many noobs were playing this. It's just so many noobs. It was really, really fun. Some of the main differences about this game, they do make it look a lot more realistic, whereas Fortnite is a lot more cartoony for these kind of battleground games. Another thing I really like about this is that they have vehicles in the game. Really big fan of having the vehicles in the game. Makes it a lot more fun. I wish there were more fun, like real like vehicles like this in Fortnite when I tried to play it. I'm actually kind of a bigger fan of this game than I am of the Fortnite game. I mean, you can't knock the whole building the fort stuff. That is awesome. I wish they could throw in some vehicles like this, because it is nothing more fun than just mowing people down in ATV or a Jeep or whatever vehicle you want to pick. Just talking about the noobness here, I mean, I take this guy out that's in a firefight, and this guy practically just wants to die. Just jumps right in front of me. It is crazy. Crazy indeed. So, once again, #1 game in China. Don't forget to try it out. Let's move on to our next country and our next top #1 world game. Terminator and Gunslinger. It's insane. Moving on to the top game of Russia and Spain, and that is tenkyu. It's kind of like one of those board where you move the marble around the map. Starts off really easy, kind of learning the controls, moving around the map, figuring out that you can move the game board pretty much any direction you want, figuring things out. There's so many different levels to this game, and I really think that the difficulty gradient that this game has works really well for first starting out the game. You kind of learn all the pieces, and then it starts building it up. And it doesn't actually take too long before you finally start getting to some levels that are a little bit more difficult. So you kind of learning the slopes. You start getting things with spirals. You'll see that in a little bit. There's multi-level platforms you're trying to get through in this game. So here we are getting to level 18. Now you're seeing like falling through things. We fall down there. And then we keep on going up the stairs. And we go down to the next level. And we have to wind around this path that you can fall off of. And yeah, so there's definitely is a learning curve. You can keep practicing over and over again. Get it just right. I try to beat these as quickly as possible. So let's see what happens if I can get around these without falling off this time. Yes! And then, of course, there's this spiral that they throw things in. I have actually jumped the rails one time and made it through a little bit more quickly. You can try whatever you want to try. It is a really fun game. Top game in Russia and Spain. Let's talk about a little bit more that they have. I haven't actually run into everything that they have in this game, but they have enough that it keeps me interested. They keep adding more little things You'll never get bored with this game. That is tenkyu, the top game of Russia and Spain. And let's move on to the next one. The top game of the United Kingdom and Australia and Canada is Ultra Sharp. Let's try out level 1. One of the things I didn't figure out in this game as quickly as I should have is that you have to hit the color star and match it with the color block. I was completely thinking of it wrong. I don't think they explain it in the game, and I think they should explain it in the game. It's pretty intuitive when you start figuring out the slopes and how things fall at a certain rate, just how they have like these little posts and how they work out. You gotta try to make it imbalanced in just the right way. Definitely a lot of trial and error. Big fan of that. I don't want to show too much of the game, show too much of the walkthroughs. We'll just watch this one more level and we'll move on to the next top game. Definitely try this game out. Here we are to the top game in France, and that is Bumper.io. And here's my video of me playing the game for the first time, putting in my name. The gameplay is really easy. All you do is drag your finger around the map, try to bonk the other people into the water, try to hit that button on the back of them, and try not to let them knock you off the map. Simple as that. The French are eating this game up. At least they were when I recorded this video. And definitely check this game out. Maybe you can dominate the game too. One of the things I noticed when you're playing this game is all these names on the map don't seem to match up with the name when they kill you. So that's something that I would definitely look into for the people that made this game. When you are playing this game, try to go and take a look and see. Like if, let's see, COD or COD tried to knock me off the map, it would probably say some other random name took me out. So go and take a look. Top game in France. Moving on to the next world's best game. Here we are, the top game of Japan, and it translates to Candid God Avoidance 3. Candid God Avoidance 3. Pressing that button to start off the game. Lots of different stages in the game. Love this game so much. As you can see, I've beaten all the levels. Let's start off with level 1 just to kind of get an idea of how this game works. You got to pick up the top of the pan, top of the pot that you're putting popcorn in. Pick it up, and then you have to try to put it on top before the popcorn starts popping out. Now, this is the first level. You're kind of getting used to it. It's a pretty simple level. Let's restart it again. This time we'll get the top of the pot on there just a little quicker this time. Then once the popcorn's popped, he can enjoy the popcorn and you beat the level. I mean, it's really that simple. But of course, as the game progresses, it gets harder and harder. I just can't believe that this is a game that is something I would have never played if I hadn't gone and looked at seeing what was the top game in Japan. I think in the United States only like 6 or 7 people have even played this game or reviewed this game. So let's try a little bit of a harder one. For this one, you kind of have to pull that flower. Let's get it from way back there, and then the guy moves. You got to pick the flower out of the horse's mouth you're on, and he moves again. Then you have to turn on the fountain in order to get the other water to grow. Grab that and make a little flower wreath hat. Put it on him, and for some reason these strawberries drop down. You got to pick those up and then put them in his mouth, and that allows you to be able to find his kid. And he's like, oh, there's my kid and there's my wife, and they ride off and you win the level. But there's a lot of different parts of this game where they're multi-step, and they do get pretty difficult. You don't need to know Japanese to play this game. I will probably make a walkthrough like an English walkthrough for this game. Just love this game. So great. Top game in Japan. Candid God Avoidance 3. I'll have the Japanese in the comments. I'll pin it to the top of the comments so you can test out these games. Let's move on to the next game. The top game of the Netherlands, Germany, and Italy is Hello Stars. And here's the fall down challenge, just like the video I made previously. It is the top game there, and it is definitely a great game to check out. One of the main things you do in this game is you use your finger to make lines in order to make sure that the ball gets to the right position. Now right now I'm not using too many of the lines, but let me just use a couple right here to help out the ball, make it move just a little bit faster. Some of the levels you can only use so much line in order to get it to the correct place, but other levels like this one I actually can use as much ink as I want. I'm just not doing it here because I'm trying to see how easily I can get through this level without using too much ink. So we use a little bit more there, and that falls down. And we can use a little bit here to make sure it doesn't hit that red area. That's Hello Stars, the top game there. Moving on to the next game. Tomb of the Mask. Here's me playing it as well. Another one of my videos where I was trying to get a top score. This is the top game in the USA and Sweden. Both of those. Apparently we like this game a lot in the USA, and also those Swedish people love it just as much. It is really fun. I kind of think of it as Pac-Man on steroids. If you haven't tested this game out, please go test it out. The endless mode is endless fun. It is so much fun. And this sort of wraps up all of the top games. Then let's see which one I would vote on as being the most fun game, the top game, the one that I've enjoyed the most out of all the games on this list. And that game would be Candid God Avoidance 3, believe it or not. Out of Japan, so surprised to find this game. It was so much fun. I just got hooked on it and had to beat all the levels. They were all really, really interesting and really challenging. Just go check this game out. #1 game in the world right now, Candid God Avoidance 3. There's also a 1 and a 2. I had just as much fun playing those. Go check it out. My name's Abram SF. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And of course, thank you for watching. Peace.